Okay, hope you're all fed and watered, and in 7 minutes, and away we go. The second half, another 8 or more apparently presentations this last session. But we start off with Josh Smith from Wordwall.
Hello everyone. What I'm here to show you is a very truncated version of what I normally babble on about. But there are two aspects to this. There's Wordwall software, which is sort of activity making you can use on interactive whiteboards and data projectors, and also these WordPad handsets. Now, the handsets are the more exciting bit, so I'm just going to kind of focus on those. But if you want a free copy of the software, we're dishing out kind of free single-user licenses of this stuff, and you can go away and make some activities yourself. I think Melanie last time gave me some email addresses or something, so she might be safe again. If you're up for that or not up for it, let Melanie know. So what I'm going to start by doing though is just showing some of these voting pads. Has everyone got one? Mm-hmm. Okay, super. If you haven't, there's some in the box. Now, has anyone who's used these sort of things? We'll do an old-fashioned vote. Who's used these sort of things in the classroom before? Seen them used? A few of you. Okay, so most of these systems are a bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for telly. Everyone votes A, B, C, D, and you know, it kind of spits out a bar graph or something like that at the end. The idea with these, when me and my colleague started developing it a few years ago, is we were trying to make something that you could use voting systems in lots of different ways, and I'm going to show you a few of those. It also does multiple choice quizzes, and you can do those quizzes sort of on the screen. But really, it's actually looking at what other ways can we use these sort of devices. So first of all, I'd like you to press a key on your handset if you haven't already done so. And what you'll see is a number appears up there on the handset screen, okay? And what this does is this corresponds to a number up here on the board, if everyone can see down there. And what I'd like to do, obviously you're much more than a number, so what I'd like to do is I'd like you to type in your name. And the easiest way to do this is to use your left thumb on the left hand side, your right thumb on the right hand side, type your name in, okay, and then press the blue submit key in the bottom left hand corner and it'll send your name up to the board. Okay, make sure you press that submit key in the bottom left, that blue submit key, otherwise it won't send your name up. Don't worry about surnames. Cool, okay, I'm going to stop us there if we've all got it in. So one of the easiest ways you can use these, okay, is we could simply just use them as a buzzer. So I could say, I don't know, what's the capital of France? And the first person to press any key on their handset comes up with their name on the board. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. Okay, another thing we could do is I'm going to actually use, here's in true style, here's one I made earlier. This software comes with about 14,000 resources, okay? And one of the things that's quite nice about it is when you save a resource in this program, so you save a resource like so, it asks you if you want to share it with other teachers or not. If you click on Allow Share when you've made it, upload it to the activity bank, and there's about 14,000 resources on there, and a kind of growing number of Welsh language resources as well. But it's very easy for teachers to submit them. And this is one that another teacher's made, I kind of loaded up off there. Now, what I'd like you to do is look at your kind of, handset for a moment. And what you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner is there's like this up, down, left and right key. Do you see those up, down, left and right keys? And what I'd like to do is I'd like to press the blue right-hand directional key. And what you'll see is you can come out onto the board, and that number that you looked at before, you can use the up, down, left, right keys to move around. So what I'd like you to do, you might want to move around if you can't see the board from where you are, is I'd like you to move to a tile where you know the name of the country. Don't all have to move to Wales. Move to a tile where you know the name of the country and type in the name of the country on your handset. Okay. And then press the submit key in the bottom left-hand corner, and you'll get a point. Okay, and what I then want you to do is I want you to use those up, down, left, right keys to move around and to identify as many countries as you can up there. Okay, and you get a point for each country you identified correctly. When all of the tiles have been identified, when they've all turned over, it's the end of the game. So you've got to answer as many as you can before that happens. Yeah, so these have been, so we see Wales, Germany, USA, France, Canada have been identified 5 times. So we've still got quite a few left up there. Now, what I'm going to do, just to speed us along here, because I realise time is of the essence. I'm going to give us 30 seconds. So if we can finish in 30 seconds, all to the good. But if not, I'm going to stop us. Okay, so we've got Austria, Netherlands, Russia, Portugal, Italy, Finland, and Belgium. So only 10 seconds left. Italy's gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'm going to stop us there. And I'm going to look now on the leaderboard. And I can see in first place is Colin with 6 points. Well done, Colin. Well done. Very good. Okay. So that's one way, not a geography teacher by any chance. So that's one way that we can use it. Another thing we can do here is we can use it to collect ideas from our audience. So rather than just doing a quiz, we can get people in the audience to type in ideas. So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to think, okay, when you came to this Teach Meet today, obviously there's something you wanted. Maybe you wanted ideas for your lessons, maybe you wanted to see what other people were doing. There must have been some reason that you came today, and more to the point, something that you wanted out of today, okay, out of this evening. So what I'd like you to do on your handset is I'd like you to tell me what that is, if you would, and if you could type it in. So what was it that you were hoping to get out of today? Okay, and I'd like you to type it on your handset. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a space bar, and in the top right, under the P, there's a delete key. So I'd like you to type that in for me. And then, yeah, press that submit key in the bottom left. And I can see now, we've sent some of the ideas in. So we can look up on the board and we can see these. So I can see David was looking for inspiration, Mel to encourage. Very nice. Food for Leon. Yeah, free lunch for me. That's good. Kiss from Mel. Oh, Bert, that's nice. Networking for Colin. What else have we got here? Lots of things to do with ideas, new ideas. I was looking forward to the buffet, me too, Ian. Sandwiches for David. A present for Tom. Wow, pretty ambitious. Listening to experts. Well, I guess the thing about Teach Meets is we're all experts, aren't we? So there we go. And to be inspired because I want to be the best teacher I can be. Oh, Hannah, that's very nice. And to encourage teachers to share ideas. For Mel, warmth. Yes, has got heating. Very good. That's what you mean. Networking. And a free handset, yeah, good luck with that. Okay, so we've got our ideas up there on the board. Watch the David show, nice. Okay, so we've got our ideas. Now I'm going to take these ideas, and we've got rather a lot of them actually, so we'll see how well they fit on the screen, but I can then take these ideas. So one of the things that's really nice about this in a class is every single student gets across their point of view, so not just those with the kind of confidence to put up their hand and speak out. And in even shy kids who wouldn't normally kind of, speak out, kind of, are able to contribute. So I've done this so many times today, my brain's practically broken. So now, if you look up on the screen, we've got our ideas on an opinion scale there. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to press a key on your handset, and what you'll see on your handset is it says Colin's idea about free handset. So if you think that's a good idea, you can move it to the left, and you can say it's good or very good. If you think it's a bad idea, you can move it to the right, and you can say it's bad or very bad. So you can position on the scale where you think, I'm moving it to the right because it could be very expensive. And then I press the blue down key, and it takes me on to the next idea. So that idea of us all getting a present. If you think that's a good idea, move it to the left. Right if you think it's bad, and then down to move on to the next. So if you could rate those ideas left and right for me. Okay, so just a few more seconds on that. Don't worry if you haven't got all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to stop us there. So you can see what we all thought. So you can see warmth, although it scores highly in the kind of whatever is the hierarchy of needs, it didn't score very highly on our opinion scale. We can see a kiss from Mel, somewhere in the middle, bit more positive than negative. We can see presence and new ideas and encouraging teachers to share ideas were some of the most popular reasons that we came today. And if we were to look at some of these things, if we were to look at sandwiches, for example, we can look and we can see who held these points of view. So we can see that the sandwich lovers over here, Leon and Hannah and Tom and David and Kat and Gav, very much loving their sandwiches. But those who, I don't know, maybe they want a more exotic lunch. We can see David and myself, but actually I was quite pleased when I pressed the wrong button. Bert and David seem to, not be so keen. So we could get into like-minded groups talking about the virtues of sandwich in one group, the virtues, the other options in another, and we could present to the class about as a group. The other thing you could do, which actually I think works better, is to say, right, I'd like you to pair up. So on sandwiches, we might get Pete and David get into a pair on sandwiches. When we're talking about warmth, it could be Ian and Gab. Two people who think very differently. And let's say Ian and Gab talk about warmth, and let's say, Ian convinces Gab that actually, maybe they should create a bit more warmth or something. So, and Ian changes his mind. He now thinks warmth is a good idea. And when we rerun the vote, he's moved over to the left-hand side. I can say, Ian, I see you changed your mind about that. What was it that Gav said that made you think differently? But it's using this as a way that every student in the class kind of has their voice, gets across their point of view, and then can evaluate those ideas in light of the knowledge and experience of other students. It's not just about A, B, C, D, and things being right or wrong. And finally, as well, you've got your class record here, which is collecting all this assessment data. So we can see the ideas we contributed, how we did in the Flags Joypad game, the ideas we contributed and what we thought about them, all being collected there as well. So that's sort of the idea of it. There's loads and loads you can do with the software on a board as well. I'd really encourage you, I'll try and send you a license, go away and have a go at it, let us know what you think. We've got a new version coming out in May, so I'll send you a copy of that as well when it happens, because it's much better. If you're interested in these handsets in the school, when I send you the email, drop me a line and let me know. I'm really happy to come and show it. But thanks ever so much. Cheers.